Thank you, John.
Well, John, last night Sarah Palin gave her first interview since Tucson, and there were a couple of phrases that came back from time to time. Take a look.
This isn't about me. My defense wasn't self-defense. It was defending those who were falsely accused of being accessory to murder. The accusation, accusing and using, responding to false accusations of being involved in murder. Falsely accused, being accused, falsely accused. Jews who were falsely accused. It wasn't self-defense. It was defending those who are innocent.
But it wasn't about her, John. We know that, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, we're joined now by Sam Youngman from The Hill, who covers the White House and a longtime observer of politics. Now, talk to me about this week. Republicans have a lot riding on this. They're trying to fulfill a campaign pledge, but as we just heard from Congressman saying, this isn't actually going anywhere. They're going to have to try other things.
Right. If we're sitting here talking about how the president got reelected in 2012, we'll look back at this moment as the moment when Republicans started to overreach. I think right now the political environment is ripe for that kind of overreaching, as only a new congressional majority can do. I think on top of everything else, they've got to really watch their rhetoric this week. And I think either way, the president comes out a winner. One, the rhetoric is too hot and people rally around the president, or two, the health care debate is very tame and the bill goes down in flames, as we all expect it to, and health care remains intact. Either way, it's a winner for the White House.
Okay, let me move it to the other side, address the White House beyond health care. Fascinating op-ed by the president today about deregulation. I mean, talking about the need to get rid of unnecessary regulations. I know I talked to the people over in Majority Leader Cantor's office, and they're convinced that the president took the idea from Cantor.
I know it sounds like a lot like a presidential campaign, where you've got one side screaming at the other for stealing their ideas first. Look, I think clearly this is an idea the Republicans have had all along. And if you change the name on the op-ed in the Wall Street Journal today, it really could have been any Republican writing that. I think this continues the storyline: is the president moving to the middle, or is he already there?
Yeah, well, and of course it is his administration that's had these regulations in effect for the last 2 years, as Republicans are pointing out. Right. I want to ask you, though, it seems like health care, there's a little bit of a bounce back in popularity for Democrats. It's like Democrats are learning how to talk about this law a couple months too late.
Right. Well, it only took them 2 years getting the bill passed and losing majority in the House to find a coherent message on health care. But sure enough, they found it. It seems to be effective. And I think, the numbers here, the 129 million that John mentioned while talking to the congressman, those are numbers that really do translate to the American people. It's not some, undefined, amorphous piece of legislation. Now it's got real numbers with real consequences for real Americans. That's what the White House is banking on to put this to rest.
They also came up with a new name for it somewhere along the line, the Patient's Bill of Rights.
Right. Well, that's like, I think, moving job killing to job crushing. It's all it's all in the it's all a game of semantics, I believe. But you're right. It does. It helps the message if it's the patients that are at risk here.
Very briefly, in the last 20 seconds here, blow to Democrats, Kent Conrad announcing his retirement. Absolutely.
I mean, I think the one thing we're learning more and more is that Obama not only needs to win in 2012, he needs to win big. He's got to have some coattails to bring 23 Democratic senators with him.
And they're worried about that 2012 map already. Sam Youngman from The Hill, as fast-paced as Kentucky basketball. We love it. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. That does it for this edition of Top Line. For that Top Line stealing John Carl, I am Rick Klein. It's twitter.com/Rick Klein, twitter.com/John Carl. And you heard it here first. John Carl for Senate. What do you think?
We're civil. We are civil here, man. That's all I want to tell you.
All civil.
All right.